So I've just finished at the Home Affairs in Randburg, and I've spent the last 90 minutes or so applying for a new passport and doing two things. One, listening to all the complaining in the queue before anything had even happened, as well as thinking about us dealing with governmental institutions in a different way. I think that it's so easy to complain about governmental institutions, and obviously they're not efficient. And I find so many corporates also aren't that efficient. So what we do as citizens is the first thing we do is want to complain about how things aren't working. And somebody made a comment on my video yesterday about Ramaphosa and Obama, and the comment was, "I hate Ramaphosa and I hate Obama." And this just frustrates me so much, is because it takes 0% courage, 0% bravery, 0 effort to hate. It's like, I just hate Ramaphosa, I hate Obama, I just hate the whole thing that's all happening, and it just frustrates me. And so I wanted to share an idea around this. Is how you approach something is how it reacts to you. It doesn't change the actual situation, but the way you arrive at it shifts it towards you. So let me give you 2 examples that are things that have bothered me in the past. One, paying tax. Obviously a place of huge irritation for most people around the world. And Barack Obama yesterday said that paying tax for the wealthy is helping poorer people bring about a bigger middle class and improving other people's lives. If you've got so much, how many more houses, how many more watches, how many more cars you want, pay tax so that it can help society in a way. So obviously we understand that most governments waste tax money. And so I had a whole session, if not 2 sessions, with my coach around paying tax and sort of the concept of perspective around paying tax. And without being frustrated when you get your tax bill and your VAT bill, what else could you do? And my money coach told me about this book that was written by a multi-billionaire in the States. And what he had done inside the covers before you started reading the book and when you finished it was all his tax bills. And his whole thing was, he was so proud that he had paid so much tax because it showed that he'd become so successful. And so what my coach and I decided to do at the end of the session was this. And it's quite a controversial idea, but try it out for good measure. She said, do you think that tax money is wasted because of just inefficiencies? Or do you think it's wasted because people pay it begrudgingly? People pay tax with the most disgust and trying to avoid every means not to pay it. What if we pay tax with great intention? What if we pay tax with great gratitude that the government we live in or the country we live in has given us the opportunity to become successful? Do you think the money would be used differently? Do you think the money that was paid with good intention would find itself a productive and uplifting home? I think it does. And so every time I pay VAT and tax now, I put a clear intention behind the money, and my intention is always to uplift previously disadvantaged females. I come from a single mom family, and I understand the predicament that has, and I also understand the privileges I have as a white male. So for me, it's always about how do we uplift and improve the lives of previously disadvantaged females, and whenever I pay VAT or tax, I make that the intention of the money. And the second thing is this, is that people arrive at Home Affairs disgusted. People arrive at Home Affairs irritated. People arrive at Home Affairs expecting it to be an absolute diabolical experience. And you can see the sense of energy people before they've even arrived into the building of this is just going to be rubbish. And you know what? I have always had seamless processes with Home Affairs. In fact, I've had people that are super friendly in Home Affairs, and I spent the last 90 minutes reading research papers and listening to podcasts, listening to Blinkist, and I could have been anywhere. I could have been sitting on a plane. I just sat in the ticket process, and now I've got a maxi passport coming. And the process of the idea around my video today, I think it's from a deep level of frustration where people just want to immediately call anything out because that's just their useless, lazy way about going and doing things. You know, to be optimistic takes courage, takes balls, takes efforts. So for me is how you focus on something, how you approach something is how it reacts to you. Wake up and see that, because that changes every touch point of your life. Anyway, rant over. Ciao.